Today we're starting the teardown on our parts bike. We don't really have a game plan really for this part just because we're not going to be using many of these parts. We're only going to be using the engine and electrical system, so the wire harness. So we just have to be a little bit careful pulling those out, but everything else is pretty much just going to go straight in the garbage can. So we're done wasting time, we're getting to it. Alright, so as you guys can see, we definitely have made a lot of progress in a short amount of time. It's super easy when you just kind of take whatever off in whatever order, and they did us a favor because half of these parts were even on the bike from the wreck. So it's going pretty well. Next we're going to work on getting the swing arm off and the rear wheel, get that assembly out, and then just kind of keep pulling things out as we go. All right, another quick update. You guys watched us take off the rear wheel, this rear swing arm, a lot of the kind of miscellaneous stuff. Now we are pretty much down to just the engine, the wire harness, and the airbox. So I'm going to work on getting the airbox off real quick. That way we can disconnect the throttle bodies from that, and then just finish pulling off the wire harness, and then we should be able to drop the engine. The engine is out, the frame is stripped, and we have one heck of a mess in the garage. But we tore down an entire bike in 2 hours. So not that bad for the time frame, but we're gonna have to spend some time and kind of clean up the garage. So this is it. We are super stoked. Now it's just kind of cleaning up, and then we're gonna start tearing the Grom apart back there. So this is a majority of our electrical system. We pulled the entire wire harness out and left pretty much everything intact that we could. We left all the relays and fuse boxes connected just so we didn't have to worry about finding the plugs for those later. There's our ECU, the regulator over there, and then there's a couple little sensors here, and then there's 1 or 2 other sensors that we're going to need off of the fuel tank still. And then on the exhaust, obviously this is all pretty much garbage. We're going to pull the O2 sensor off for now, just in case if we need that. And then on these, what we're going to do is actually just cut the head flanges off right here and right here. That way we can use the sealing surface and then these flanges, and then this is where we'll weld our custom exhaust to. That way we don't have to buy any of that stuff. So that's kind of where we're at with what we've got that's usable. The engine, now that we've got it out, looks really good still. We haven't drained any of the oil or anything, and then we left all of these sensors on the engine that were mounted on here. So everything's pretty straightforward from this point on this. Oh, the other thing we have to get out of the fuel tank is the fuel pump and that kind of stuff, because we had to build our custom fuel tank, and that'll have to get transplanted into that. All right, so we got what we wanted to do today done. We got this bike all stripped down. We got the engine out and all stripped down there, and tomorrow we're gonna get started on getting the Grom torn apart. So we're having fun doing this. If you guys are enjoying it too, make sure and just take a second, like this video, subscribe to our channel. It really means a lot. And just keep an eye out for future videos. Thanks.